guys? Welcome back to another episode. This one has all sorts of stuff in it. We're going to bid on some cars literally like right now, and then we're going to work on some Z stuff, and then we're going to go play trivia, you know, so a little of everything. I don't know why I even still roll that intro. Guys, should I get a new intro? I don't know. Anyways, auctions are right now. I think the easiest way to record them is just to go downstairs to the Twitch studio and jump in and do it through there. So I'm going to head down there. We'll go live and I'll record it, and then hopefully we win something. All right, so we're in the auction. We got 6 minutes left. I still haven't finished editing today's episode, so I'm going to do double duty. I'm going to edit while we wait for those things to come up on the block, and then we can try and knock them down. Let's go. High bidder. Okay, just leave me alone right here. Nah, right here. We could be heroes! Just leave it. It's on reserve, so we don't even know if I'm going to win it. Let's go. Let's go. Ah! $77. Let's hope he's not watching the stream.
This is a hot lot.
This is a hot one.
New bidder.
I try and take away his hope by like smashing it right away, but I feel like he's just trying to screw with me by smashing it at the very last second.
Bonus time.
Wow, that got up to 74 really fast. I was not even looking, to be honest with you. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Oh! Why do they do this to me? New York. You have to pay shipping, Mr. New York. You don't want that. Come on. Why? Why? At the end of bonus time, this guy in New York's like, I think I got this one.
Bonus time.
All right, New York. You silence. Wow, did I call 7,700 or what? Like, so close. This is the exact of my limit.
Sold.
Yeah! There we go. There we go. All right, that's one down. That's one down today. Now we're looking to get another car. Now let me remind you guys, that is on approval. So if the seller of this vehicle, the insurance company, doesn't think that that is enough money for the vehicle, they are going to send me a counteroffer, and then I can send them a counteroffer. But I've never been in the situation where an insurance company has counteroffered me, and I've actually liked their offer, and I've actually bought the vehicle. So keep that in mind, guys. This is not in our hands yet. It was not a pure sale auction. Like, this is a pure sale. You buy this, you win it, it's 100% yours. We have to wait for feedback from the insurance company. Now, we got another car we're looking at. The only saving grace might be that this car has 100,000 miles. We'll see. CTSV could save the drivetrain for the Camaro. I'm not going to do a drivetrain swap.
Approaching minimum bid.
We're approaching. Oh, hey, it's on pure sale now, so if we get it, we get it.
New bidder. This is a hot lot.
Whoops, I double bid myself. This car would go for a gajillion dollars in Mexico. But we're in a bidding war. He might just back out. I'm so excited if we get this thing. Bonus time, of course. Yeah! Whoa! What's up, guys? We just won that one! Oh! That wasn't a bad bidding war. That was just called bidding. He backed down. Oh, we got a good deal on that one. We got a banging deal on that one. The cheapest one of those I found was like over 12 grand or something. Son. I'm so excited on that one. So excited on that one. Damn, that was good. That was awesome. Yo, okay, so what if we use that?
Sold.
All right. That was really fun. If we're gonna have any chance of making a dent on that 240 today, though, we gotta get to the shop like now. You know what I did yesterday? I recharged the AC system on the FJ. That was a good idea. If anybody's wondering, yes, I changed my clothes. Work clothes. Anybody out there is not too familiar with the Copart process, basically what happened, 370Z, we won the auction, but it's on approval, meaning the insurance company gets the final say on the price. So they're negotiating with me right now, and honestly, I don't know what the price is going to be, or if I'm going to get it at all. So you'll have to tune in tomorrow, and I'll let you know. The Mercedes we flat out won for $5,800, and then we have fees coming in behind that. The only thing that I'm worried about, the only thing I kind of got to decide is the game plan for this Mercedes. The reason I bought this Mercedes was like, I want to snag a cheap but cool looking Mercedes to do this project on, but it involves killing the Mercedes. And I don't know if I can really use that powertrain for anything else if I murder the car afterwards. So I might have bought a car that is like too nice for the game plan that I have for it. Which isn't really a problem at all. I mean, what we could do is just fix the car. It would only take like 2 days. It looks like it needs a tail light and a bumper. I could paint a bumper, throw a tail light on there in 2 days. And then Eric owns a car dealership. We could just sell it through Eric's car dealership. Make a probably quick 10 grand or something like that. Maybe not quite 10, but probably double our money at least. So the reasoning behind the Mercedes is for the upcoming Gambler. We have a project that revolves on me getting a Mercedes. The reason for the 370 is because a drift track opened up near me and I want to get out there and sliding. And yes, the BRZ is the game plan, but that is a longer form game plan. So I was trying to pick up something that I could just buy, slide for a couple months, and then when my other car's ready, I could just sell it and also make a little bit of money. So the 370 is kind of it has to be a very smart buy because I don't want to end up just buying it, drifting it, and then losing like $2,000 or $3,000 on the resale. I got to make sure I'm going to be able to resell it easily and profitably. But I am super excited to see if the insurance company and myself are going to come to an agreement on the price of that car or not. Oh, I want it so bad. I've wanted one of those for so long. The first car I ever bought from Copart was one of those cars, and it was on approval, and the insurance company and I couldn't come to an agreement. It was way jacked up, and they wanted $7,700 for it, and I said no. This thing is like a one-day fixer. At 44,000 miles, I want it really bad. All right, back at the shop and getting ready to get started on the Z. I did want to mention one thing though. We still don't know what's going on with the other Z, the 370, but if we do win the auction, we do buy it, I think I'm gonna sell the RX-7 to somebody that wants it. Problem is I don't want to drift it because I don't think that's what this car should be used for, in my opinion. I don't want to risk breaking it. It's too pretty, but I also haven't been using it. I mean, you can see it's just collecting dust over here. It's not really fair to the car. We built something that's really, really beautiful and really amazing, and it's not really getting used, so I think it's time to sell it. If I get the 370. If not, I'll just keep kind of collecting it. So getting started today, we only have a couple hours, and I want to get this thing ready to be plasma torched apart. That means we need to get this dash out in one piece very gently. There's a bunch of bolts that are inside here that we got to pop out, and then there's some down there too. So there's gonna be some hunting around for 10 mils, and this includes a VIN tag too, so we got to be real careful. Given how long it took to get that dash out of there, I am really not looking forward to the one on the M5. That is going to take forever. This wasn't that bad though. Lots of plugs. I unplugged everything, so I didn't have to rip anything out and damage anything. The only thing I broke was the little piece surrounding the steering wheel column, and everything came out pretty nice. So this is the dash over here. It's in very, very good condition, surprisingly good condition for the dash and the gauges. Actually, it looks really cool. I love how this dash is designed. We can't use it, but somebody else will be able to. It's got two small cracks right here. Well, that's not a small crack, actually. Those are two normally sized cracks right there, but I hear these are worth some money. So if anybody wants to buy this, it is for sale. Shoot me an email, Chris@BSForBuild. This and any of the other parts that I'm taking off this car that I'm not going to be using, so like the dash parts, the seats, that other type of stuff, pretty much anything in the interior I won't be using. So if anybody wants it, you know, email me. Reasonable prices will be accepted, but I'm not shipping them across the country. So yeah, that's pretty damn cool. This unit is very heavy. I understand why people build race car dashes too. So anyways, that's out. Next, I think we need to get rid of a lot of this interior material, like this stuff right here, this stuff right here, that stuff back there, because that'll catch fire when we apply plasma torch to it. keeper pieces of plastic. Those are all good, and we're gonna keep all of those. Coming over here, I got all that weird carpety stuff out of there, and yeah, it's looking pretty good. So the next thing I want to do is salvage this here steering wheel. The steering wheel is BA. This thing's awesome. I want to either keep it and use it on another build or sell it to somebody that would like to use it. It's got great patina. It's like this solid wood. It has an amazing feel to it. Anyways, I'm a big fan of this steering wheel, so I'm going to try and get it out of here without damaging it or anything, so we can either save it for another build or pass it on to the next Z owner. All right, we got the steering wheel off. That's in the for sale / keeper pile. Moving over to here, there's not much left that I need to remove before I can start cutting this thing apart. There's two big things. One is the gas tank, which I got to do tomorrow because I don't have the right jack stands today. And the other thing that's got me worried is this thing that's got all these hoses running around it and stuff like that. I have no idea what this black box is, but it worries me. And if it has fuel in it, I definitely don't want to be cutting around it. So I'm going to try and figure out how to pull that thing out. Then we can figure out what it was. This black thing I've decided is some weird gas tank bladder surge protector thing. I'm not really sure. Surge tank. It's disconnected from all the several different hoses, and that one main line is all disconnected from the gas situation. So that can, I don't know if it pushes through or if it comes back out the top, but that'll be ready. So tomorrow when I have the right amount of jack stands, I'll jack this baby up and we'll get under there and pop the gas can out, and then it's time to start cutting. The way that I'm planning on cutting is kind of where you see a lot of these seam welds, like around there. I just have to be really careful that I don't accidentally cut and burn into the outer skin. But I'm thinking around there on that seam weld, keep the whole inner frame rail with the car. And then when we go up to the dash, I'm thinking right around there on that dash line, right below the windshield. Well, leaving a good chunk of meat underneath the windshield, because that's going to be a really flexy point, especially until we put our new firewall up to it. And then, you know, same thing on the other side. Then coming around here and obviously, yeah, kind of catching this stuff and this stuff going around. I don't know. The other weird thing is, so I will weld in some supports so we don't lose the structural rigidity, so it doesn't like tweak itself out of shape. But the other thing that I don't really have any smart ideas on right now, other than, so what I could do is weld a support that goes like, say, from here to here, like, right, and then cut a hole out of the bottom of the thing and then weld a piece that goes down and actually touches the ground. Because what I don't want to have happen is me cut the shell off of the body and then it's obviously unsprung, it doesn't have anything holding it up, and then it just like collapses down on top of me or something crazy. So I don't want that to happen. So the jack stands, oh yeah, that's also what the jack stands are for when we start cutting. The jack stands will help, but I gotta get creative. I think posts going down to the ground will be nice and safe, and a creative way to do that as well. So that's probably what we'll do. So that was it. That's the last thing I wanted to remove, and luckily enough, there is terrible traffic, so I have to leave right now to make it to trivia. So let's get going. On the topic of buying cars today, you guys, especially those of you that have watched for a long time, have noticed that I don't really unveil cars the second I get them anymore. I don't try and hype these things up because they're not going to get worked on for a while. But because we're doing these daily videos and you guys are essentially a part of my life now, like that was a big part of my day, and I really couldn't hold it back. So that's just how that is. But let me assure you guys that like I stopped doing that because people, when you unveil the next build sometimes, or the next car that you get, or the next project you get, people start to lose faith that you're going to finish the current one, and they think you're going to just keep chasing shiny objects and not see the one that you're working on through fruition, like see it done. And it's understandable that people would be upset about that, because I know that you guys spend a lot of time watching these and you get invested in the thing, and it's like watching a kid grow up just to run off and go to jail. You're like, that you had so much potential. So I feel you. Let me say that these two builds are 1 week builds each. The Mercedes is for the Gambler 500. This is my announcement. BS for Build is going to the Gambler 500 in July this year. And that's mid-July, so it's not for a couple months, and it's a 1 week interruption. And the drift car is the same type of thing where it won't be right away. It'll be a 1 week interruption where I'll just fix the car, like throw in a hydro e-brake, a racing seat, a bolt-in cage, I don't know, small things, and get a track car up and running, and that's it. So these are just like small 1 week interruptions into this larger grand scheme, multi-month build, and I hope you guys understand that they're things that I've wanted to do for a long time. So that's why they're happening, and yeah. So don't worry about it. We're not bailing on the 240. Nothing's changing with the 240 because we've got these vehicles. Right now it's only one car. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna get the 370, but you get the idea. All right, 49 minutes of traffic left.
45 minutes later, and we are right on time for trivia. Let's go.
So you're going to Lightning in a Bottle?
Yeah, totally. You're a champ.
You guys heard it here first. If you're at Lightning in a Bottle and you find Adrian,
And I'll probably wear this at some point in time.
say hi to Adrian. So inside there for trivia, we got first through the first scoring round. The second one we didn't do as good. We don't think we did great, so we're gonna go into the next thing you're gonna see is gonna be the next scoring announcement, and we'll see if we're in first. Our team name is Dynamite Go, and then we have one more round, and then it's the end.
I feel like we're gonna finish in fifth.
No, we're not gonna get fifth. I think we'll get top 3, 100%.
All right.
There are some dumb people in there. Like maybe, possibly dumber than me and Adrian.
That's not possible. That's
Last time. Dynamite Go! Our team drinks too much. Well, we did not win, but we got third. See, third is a reasonable place, and that's what you get when you have Chelsea on your team. When you don't have Chelsea, Adrian and I get dead last. So, yeah, that's the difference. Dead last or third with Chelsea. I don't know if you guys could tell from what happened there, but we tied for second, and then we did a tiebreaker, which we lost terribly, and I feel very personally responsible for that because one of the questions was how many cars did Tesla sell last year, and I underestimated them by a factor of 10. So my bad, Tesla. Sorry, Musk, Dr. Musk. I don't know. Anyways, today was an exciting day. So we bought one car, pending on 2 cars. Here's the deal. I've had a few beers and I think I'm going to buy that 370Z. It's not a great deal, but it's also not a bad deal. Because it's at 40,000 miles, after fees, it'll come home at about $10,000. Well, after fees and repairing it to be a normal car, it'll be about $10,000. So that's not a great deal. It's not a terrible deal. It's just like in the middle. But I really, really want it, and I really want it now. So you guys will see. I don't know. Sorry for rambling tonight. I will see you tomorrow, and we're going to do that. But I do have to say, if you like BS Build and you want to help out and you want a purple shirt, if you want a purple shirt, don't go to bsforbuild.com. But if you want a good shirt, go to bsforbuild.com, pick one up there. If you want to find us in more places, find us at bsforbuild.com. And if you want to see us tomorrow, please tune in tomorrow. I would love that. I'll see you then. Peace!